Okay, we're up. Meet the new Asakusa here, the new street. The movie is finished, completely finished. They wrapped it up a Thursday night, late Thursday night. The typhoon rainstorm came through Friday, but they had got it all wrapped up. They worked to get it done before. The typhoon didn't hit us here in Tokyo yesterday. It was a brush by. We had lots of steady rain. And Sugi-san, she said she broke her umbrella on the way to the station. It was gusty, windy. But here in Asakusa, actually, there was no wind at all. It was just steady rain. We shipped some water up on the second floor. Not something new. We had a bucket there sitting to catch some water. But the different places, maybe places closer to the coast, might have caught a bit more. I don't know. We had nothing but rain yesterday here. So the movie's finished. You won't see any more of them. They're gone. And the next action will be across the street at the Ninja Place, I guess. They were supposed to open yesterday, according to their website. They didn't come at all, but of course, pouring typhoon rain. So maybe they will show up this morning. Cameron's here this morning, so I'm sure he's got quite some stories. Trying to get to the airport with two little kids in the middle of a typhoon. I'm sure they've got some stories. And I guess his plane was delayed. I guess, I don't know. He'll tell us about it. There's also another change in the morning routine here. We normally get that blue garbage truck around 8:30 or so. He's already come this morning. Same guy, different truck. A white truck came, parked outside the hot dog place, took out tons of garbage. They are renovating the place. So whether we will see the normal blue truck, I don't know. So they're renovating the restaurant. The Korean restaurant is renovating. So good morning. What have we got today this morning? There's 3 or 4 or 5 jobs sitting on my desk. Probably this one has to come first. You're not going to be too happy about that because it's, I don't know, whatever, not so interesting. But before I do that, let me show you something else. This came from Sugi-san upstairs yesterday. I won't be working on these today. She's finished them, but this came from Sugi-san yesterday. What's the wrapping here? So, look at this. She's done the thing, so that you can open it easily. She just did a new batch of the prints from our Mystique series. This is number 9 and number 10 in the Mystique series. She's doing a batch of them, or has done a batch of them. These are prints, so this is stuff that I carved myself. I carved and printed years ago. This would be back in, I don't even remember, 2008 or something, I don't remember. The beauty of the mystique of the Japanese print series. And the blocks these days, in the old days I did it with my own embossing. Now they're being done with the Mokuhankan embossing. So, and we have a small scale reproduction of one of the famous Yoshitoshi moon prints. So she's just done her batch. I think there's 80 sheets in here. And Ome tells me that there are people waiting for these. They're backed up. So the white you see, this is white on top. And in fact, I have to go through here this morning. Some of them have a bit too much white. She was spraying and sprinkling them, and some of them caught a bit too much. So I will have to pop off some of the larger ones here for a couple of reasons. One, they're obtrusive if they're too large, and also if they're too large, they don't stay on anyway. They will fall off. So some of the larger things have to be cleaned up and cleaned off. So there's no work for me here this morning. I just have to check these. So. It's so cool having people on staff who can do this, Someone's asking, does it seem a little rough compared to newer work? Rough? I don't know what you're saying. She's done a beautiful job. I'm not sure what you're seeing. You mean the snow? The printing is gorgeous. Look at the gradation in the background, the delicate colors. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, unless you mean the rough drawing. The design is a Meiji era design. It's different from ukiyo-e. Not sure what you're talking about. It's a bit rough. They're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous work. Oh yes, it's sprayed on. The white snow in this type of print is sprayed on. Some snow is printed, some snow is paper. This kind of snow is gofun powder, and it's sprayed on. Anyway, put these aside. That's not what this morning's work is. This morning's work, for the first 30 minutes anyway, it's not going to be all that interesting for you, I'm sorry. We do have carving, and I will get to the carving, but there's another job first that has to come. We have waves. We have waves. I have to do the embossing on another group of 60 waves that came in. So I was asking, are those prints for anything special, or I'm reading the last? That's just the latest batch. That's what Suga-san turned in yesterday. That was Suga-san's work over the last 10 days or so. It's a reprint of one of our subscription series. Have I heard of a YouTuber abroad in Japan? Yes, I know. I don't watch all his stuff all the time. I have seen it. Seems like a real nice guy. So we have another batch of 60 waves here. This is from Chiharu-san, Chiharu Kawai Chiharu. She's working out in Nagano. She was a trainee at Adachi, 15 years ago or so, worked there for a bunch of years, left the business, then came back to the business, to us, and she's been working with us now for, 5 years or so, I'm not quite sure exactly. She moved out of town. She now lives in the countryside in Nagano with her parents and her little kid. And she is a printing machine. She is an absolute printing machine. We repeat. I should just put this on replay, just the same thing again and again and again. This is her last batch. And we are now, I don't know the count, we're up to 2,800 or something. I don't know. Still gloriously good condition. These blocks just keep astounding me. And the way we're using them, by only printing a very few copies at a time, these blocks just may go on forever and ever and ever. I really don't know. We're now outside of any experience of any woodblock printing workshop. Nobody has ever done it this way before. We print 60 copies. Don't let her go more than 60, because the block gets too soft and gets worn out. They put the blocks away, and this would have been 2.5, maybe almost 3 weeks since she started the previous batch. So after 2 hours of use on the key block, then 3 weeks off, that block has got as dry out as it's ever going to get. So these blocks may just run, I can't say forever and ever and ever, but after 2,800 or so copies, look at this. This is astounding. I never, ever, ever, ever would have thought this was possible. But here we are. You compare copy number 1 and copy number 2,800 here, and I tell you, I pretty much also cannot see the difference. I spoke to her yesterday on the phone. I called. She sent me these a couple of days ago, actually, and I've been busy. Didn't get them open and didn't get to it. So she took my silence as being oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, there's absolutely nothing wrong at all, just whatever. So finally, yesterday evening, she phoned me, and I'm saying, yeah, I meant to phone you, and like, she's like, I'm like, no, it's okay. I had a quick look at them. I'll inspect them all carefully tomorrow. They're fine. They're wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And she had put her name on the calendar for getting ready for the next job. In fact, she wants her next job starting Monday. She's doing another one, actually. After she sent these to me, she started another job, and she's now finished that job on Monday. So when we spoke last night on the phone, I asked her, what do you want for the next job? Do you want something different, or do you want to... And she has mixed feelings. She doesn't want to be just a straight great wave printer all for the rest of her life or for the rest of her career, obviously, whatever. But for her, as far as earning money goes, putting money in the bank, this is the one that does it. We pay really well, really well, stunningly well. She can do them fairly quickly. It's not a bang, bang, bang job, but she can do them fairly quickly. So from a strictly commercial point of view, from her end, doing these puts money in the bank faster than anything else. So I asked her, what do you want? It's up to you. I need more of these for sure, but I don't want to turn you into a robot. I don't want to destroy your mental condition. You tell me what you want. And she hemmed and hawed, and she said, okay, let's do some more. So my job this morning, after I finish this stream, I've got to get upstairs and size the paper for another batch of these. And I was just laughing at her. She's laughing too. She doesn't want to become a commercial robot. She doesn't want it to be all about the money, but there's the practical consideration. Somebody's asking, are there cut corners at the bottom? Let's have a look. Yes, how many? John knows the score here. There are cut corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, when we get to the bottom, let's have a look at those 4. Let's see. So if anybody's counting, there are supposed to be 60 sheets of paper in this batch. It looks like she has probably, I guess, sent back 60 sheets. And maybe there are 56 good ones and 4 not so good ones. I don't know. We'll find out as we get through it. And I have a memo sheet. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I'm supposed to remember or chat or ask or talk to you about this morning. That will help mitigate the boreness of this printing. I'm sorry. Oh, there's one there. Remember, I don't know how you pronounce this. The word Annabelle is clear, but Annabelle. The lady there sent me an email just before the stream this morning. An interesting link, and I had a quick peep at it. I say she sent it to me just before the stream. I mean, I saw it this morning when I woke up just before the stream. Let me pop it in. The lady here sent a link to a YouTube video of Asakusa, which has, so she says, a quick view of the shop here. And I supposedly I copied and pasted it somewhere. Just a minute. We should just ask her to paste it in here. Here we are. Here's a link to the YouTube video, and I saw the first few seconds of it. It looks like old views of Asakusa. And she said there are some new views in there as well, but I haven't got to that part yet, so I don't know. I know, the cut corners thing, this is interesting. Somebody's asking about the cut corners. I know, this is really, really, really interesting. When we first started working with Kubota-san, ourselves here in our workshop ourselves, we weren't cutting corners and we didn't cut corners. I mean, we didn't cut physical corners. They send the prints to me, I look at the prints, and I sort them out into the pile. The ones we can send, the ones we can fix maybe, and the ones we can't use. We didn't actually chop any corners off. Then X rolled this along some years back. It would be 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. I don't remember exactly. It would be when we started making these great waves outside. We sent the blocks to Kubota-san for this, and using an outside professional printer for the first time. and he sent back his group with some sliced corners. And he had really sliced, he'd like sliced it right into the image area. And the problem was that what he was doing was, you send the printers, let's use numbers, we send him 100 sheets of paper. He sends back 100 sheets. If he didn't cut the corners, here's what will happen. I'll look at these and I'll say, yes, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. Okay, I'll pay you for 90 copies. 10 of them were no good. And how does he trust me? Because he just sent back 100 sheets. As far as he knows, I'm going to sell 100 sheets. But I'm going to only pay him for 90 because only 90 of them were okay. So what he did, and it wasn't just to Dave, this was a general policy of printers, what they do. He's not trusting me. He looks at them and he sees some defects that are obvious defects. Maybe it was his test sheet. The registration was nowhere near accurate, stuff like that. In anybody's mind, it shouldn't be sold. So he, as a printer, would cut the corners off those, which would tell me these are not saleable goods at all whatsoever. He knows he won't get paid, but he also, by cutting the corners, knows that the publisher can't screw him by selling these things. Okay, that was okay. I got no complaint with that. But what happened was, he is rejecting stuff that we actually could fix. We have a microscope here, and I get under the scope and I can take out some chitty. So what it was, he was cutting corners off stuff which he thought, my God, there's a big black blob here, we can't fix it. Or there was a dot of blue pigment here. He cut the corner off, and yet I'm Kubota-san. I get under the scope, I can fix that. It's totally okay. Don't cut these corners. And he and I are in the middle of this. Does he trust me? Whatever, whatever, whatever. So we agreed on a compromise. They're cutting the corners, but not far enough into the image. He's giving me the message, this is no good, but it gives me a chance to actually fix some of those. And that's what may happen with Chiharu-san's this morning. Maybe she has cut the corners on something that is a fixable thing that I can repair here. And to do it this way requires some semblance of trust. They've got to trust that I'm not just going to sell the stuff and not pay them. And I think after enough years now of working together, we have that trust. So they're cutting corners wide. It's a message to me. Dave, look at this one carefully because you better check there's something wrong with it. What she's worried is that if she doesn't cut the corners, I might miss a mistake, send it out, put her name on it. I'm embossing her name on it, and then her name will be on a bad print. So we're trying to protect everybody's interests here by doing that. Someone's asking, these Great Waves, are they sold? They are sold. Our production for Great Waves is sold for the next... Well, I'll be 70 in another month, and the production is sold until I will be... I don't know. We have a long, very long waiting list. And even though I tell people it's a hugely long waiting list, names still keep coming in. Just look at the number. I don't even know. Cameron's the guy who controls it. All I can see is the raw database. Great Wave, wait list, database count. It's 4 digits, and it doesn't start with a 1, and it doesn't start with a 2, and it doesn't start with a 3. And even in that situation, Cameron's going to be sending out some emails today. He's going to be sending out emails today, and not everybody will buy. In fact, I think Cameron's here. He can give us the numbers. It's not even half. Over half of the emails that he sends out saying, we're there, your name has popped up to the top of the list, finally, your name has come up. And I think he can tell us the numbers. It's over half the people that don't buy one. And we're like, it's okay, it doesn't bother me at all. When you put your name on the list, it wasn't an order, it was just an expression of interest. That's how we do this. We don't take payment in advance. Someone's asking a question, did you also saw the video of Ristic Studies? I haven't. I heard that somebody had talked about us and linked to us. I haven't seen it. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I don't know who Ristic Studies is. I saw it in the comments, YouTube comments. I came to you from Ristic Studies, but I haven't looked at it. I'm sorry. the list, the wedding list, there's something really funny. Every time this topic comes up, I can't help but remember Bill Stonier, the guy who created and built the music store where I worked when I was in my 20s and early 30s. He built that music shop, and this is in Vancouver. And before that, he had worked as a used car salesman. This sounds terrible because that's supposed to be the world's worst, blah, 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 whatever. He was actually a really, really, really nice guy, which was why he didn't have a career as a used car salesman. But he got first when he got out of college, or maybe when he was in college, he worked as a used car salesman. And he learned lots of stuff. Pause the story, Ishikawa-san's here. Hi.
ちょっとね、落ちる。
What are we doing here?
ごめん。去年も思ったんだよ。
掘り直す？
ごめんね。今いいとこなんでしょ。ごめんね。
いや、掘り直す話？ Okay. She wants me to touch up the block that she's carving right now. So pause this story, pause this action. Yeah, no problem. この仕事はあまり面白くないですから。だから。
いや私も裸眼じゃ見えない。はい。グルさんもかな。はい。いろんなとこにこういうのとか
いろんなところだからはい、まあ、そこまで見る人いないんですが、いや取りましょうかなとか。
気になるのはこのカセット。
でも何あちこちにこれだけですか？だから今すぐできますから。OK はい OK はい no problem We interrupt this program to bring you another program. Ishikawa-san is working on a batch of this print. This is just the key block. Say hello, this is Ishikawa-san, one of our top printers. Hi.
おはようございます。
One of our top printers. The other thing about this, Ishikawa-san, basically, look at this great wave. They're ordering the great waves. We talked before about Chiharu-san, the woman printing the great waves. She trained outside and is working for us. But someone like Ishikawa-san, she's trained pretty much from here.
ブル先生に教わりましたね。
飛鳥先生もでしょ。OK、ちょっと石川さん、ちょっと問題ありますが、掘るためにマスク抜くんですね。I can't see。だから、ちょっと離れるかどうかちょっとわからない。I can't use the microscope and the mask at the same time. So、
これでは見えないね。
だから、OK。はい、そうか。もうね、今ギリギリでしょ。
屋根のね、なんかここ色つかないからね。
Okay, I better find the spots. だからあの人たちが見えないとおかしくなります。ここ？
屋根の中だね。
中？外でしょ？何？
外も？
これ今
それもそう。はい。私気になるのはこの屋根の中をいろいろとかすれる。そう。
じゃあちょっと待って、とりあえず。
そうね。はい。
黒 black on black it's difficult でしょ。他の人柔らかいよ。板は柔らかいし、それからウェットでしょ。
ごめんね。
いや。今始まったばっかり、それからもうそろそろ終わり？
いやまだ7、8枚。そのようにが気になるね結構。いろいろ。
ここからちょっといいですか？
髪の毛が邪魔かよ。
邪魔です。結構邪魔よ。
ピン止め貸してあげようか。
だからストリームの人たちもポニーテールとかなんか用意してくださいよ。My mother is here. She's laughing or she's crying. I don't know which one. Where am I? I'm lost. This is dangerous. This is really, really soft.
そうそう、これこれこれ。そうそう、でもそれそれ。
そうそうそう。
それとか。
誰が掘ったんでしょう。
誰が掘ったんですかね。
柔らかいからあんまり。It doesn't cut, it's wet.
そうそうそう。
Are we on camera? We can see. あれ、石川さんの頭が入った。そうか。They're studying your hair color. そう。You just broadcast your hairstyle to 500 people.
白髪混じりですいません。
I don't know. これもオープンです。This is the house. This is.
それ大丈夫なの？
そう、このコーナー。
そこのコーナーはここですか？
あれの今出てるみたいよ。
出てる。
と一番危ないところはどこですか？
ここやってくれた？これが一番気になる。これのこれ
中？
カスカス、そうそう。それやった。中
今
やったね。
でしょ？
はいはい、じゃあ OK。一応そこ一番気になったから。
OK。これもちょっと弱いかな。Yeah, here. Look at this. Look at this.
そうそうそうそう。
Yeah, all of this has to come off. Come on. It's okay. Easy.
気になるよね。
Easy.
おお。
いや、さっきストリームでナミュールの待ってることを話しましたよ。だけどもう4000以上ですが、わかんない。They're just still putting it in ですね。若いからかな。だから1年、2年、3年になっても
生きてるね。
そう。かな？
はい、ごめんね。
Let's try.
はい、ありがとう。はいはい。すいません。ごめんなさい。
No problem. Thank you. Good luck. はい。Sorry, I didn't see any of the conversation going on here. Sorry. She's in the middle of printing this, and what happens, of course, is when we're printing, it's moisture, and that's a really soft piece of wood. It's really not a good piece of wood. My fault for choosing bad stuff, or my fault for building a company that doesn't have good wood, whatever. And as we're printing it, it takes moisture, and the wood just swells up. So some of those places, it's starting to show. It was last year's New Year's card, or this year's, whatever way you want to count, and it's gone into general production now. It was done first as a New Year's card, now it's just general production for us, and it's selling very well. It was in the the email that Cameron sent out last week. So the wood is wet because she's halfway through printing this, so it's a terrible situation for carving, impossible. Where were we? For those of you who've just joined, we are embossing this morning, debossing. People keep complaining about the way I use the word embossing. It's okay, it's generic. Putting a pattern in paper, embossing is fine. There's a particular person out there who insists and writes lots of emails. David, it's debossing. Please change your whatever, it's okay. That would have been me 20, 30, 40 years ago. That would have been me. Don't use that word incorrectly. Now, I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. Okay, here we go. Again, for those of you who don't know what we're doing, we're embossing names here. It's the guy who designed it. It says Katsushika Hokusai. Then it says Hori, carving. And the next line is Bull David, Buru Deibido. And then the bottom group here is Suri, printer, and it's Kawai Chiharu, the young lady who did the printing here. So it's fine. It's the old guy, Hokusai. I don't know, old guy. When Hokusai, how old was he when he designed this? I don't remember. This was in 1834, I think. How old was Hokusai when he did this? I don't know. He must have been pretty old there, 70, 80, I don't know. Maybe he was my age when he did this. I don't know. Somebody can look it up. So there's these two old guys, the designer and the carver, and then the young lady printing it. And back in his era, he couldn't have imagined ever that a woman or something could do this, because it just wasn't done. Somewhere around 70 years old. Okay, it should be easy to calculate, because I think this is 1834, I believe, is the date on this series. So it gives me hope at my age now. When Hokusai was my age, he was designing stuff like this that would become iconic items in world history. So there's still hope for me. $70 is the new $50. Is it the new $50 or the new something? I don't know. I don't know. Did I emboss the print I was doing with Ishikawa-san? I put it back. I'll check if you want, but I think I put it back that way. I didn't send it forward, I sent it back. I think I'm pretty good about stuff like this, because, you know, I'm a printer and I work with stacks of paper. Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. That's not a mistake I would have made. Hokusai was 70 in 1830. Yeah, he would have been about 74 then, somewhere on that. We have action across the street, do we? Let's have a look outside. The ninja kids are there. All I see is a bike. They've parked a bike in front of their shop, so whatever. We'll see. Hopefully I get a chance to chat with them today and see what's going on. What's this? How do you remain so calm? Are you talking to me? How do I remain so calm and good-natured? I have to think about that for a minute. I know the easy, quick, smart-ass answer to that, well, whatever. I guess I am basically a good-natured person, I think. But the easy, quick, smart-ass answer to that is choose good parents. Choose your parents carefully. A bit of a smart-ass answer, I'm sorry. The question of how much of a person's character is built in from the beginning, the DNA, and how much is a question of our training and our environment and our upbringing is hugely open, of course. You know, the people have been discussing that for centuries and will still be discussing it. But whether it's nature or nurture, whether it's the DNA that came from my parents or the nurture, it doesn't really matter, because the early nurture, the first 5 or 6 years, the really important years, that also comes from your parents. So a lot of what I am today or who I am came from the DNA of that couple, but it also came from the behavior and nurturing of that couple. So I think, and this is true, I think, for most of us. So when we say, you know, who made you what you are, or what makes you what you are, stuff like that, that's why I gave that semi-smart-ass answer, choose your parents carefully. I really, really, really clearly scored very high on that. I hit the jackpot. My mother is here, I guess. I can say this with her listening. It's okay. She knows how we feel about each other. I really hit the jackpot on getting a good pair of parents. Both the DNA seems to be pretty good, and the way they treated their kids. And John's pointing out that yes, there's differences. Of course, my brother and I and my sister, whatever, the three of us are different. We've got the same parents. But it's still irrelevant. The three of us have turned out to be good people, you know. So it wasn't to imply that every child that comes from the same parents will be the same. Of course, there's going to be major differences. My own two daughters are very, very different in body and in temperament. But the core thing that I was talking about, the kind of person you become, the kind of way you behave to people, the kind of person you are, that really has come from your parents, one root or the other, through the DNA or through their behavior. Is my mother here today or not? Oh, she's here. Now, for those of you who don't know, the lady that says it is hopeless, that's not her life philosophy, by the way. The lady there, this is my mother, who's just dropped in now. And when she talks about Himi and James, that's my daughter, Himi, my older daughter, and her partner, James. What are you going to do but laugh? Thank you for the confidence that I will live that long. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are you going to do but laugh? What are you going to do? Is everybody counting, by the way? We had a person on the stream here who used to count these when I was doing it, but I don't know if that's happening today. So, someone's asking how old I am. I'm not allowed on Twitch to tell you how old I am. There's a Twitch rule that says Dave is not allowed to tell you his age this year. I can tell you my birthday's coming up next month. I'm going to be, what do they say? The big 70. The big 70. And my mother is here on the stream with us today. Someone says, I can't remember my age because it changes every year. That's a good one. Can I use that? Can I use that? Thank you. Hey, Mom, did you see that one that went by there? Someone says, I can't remember my age because it changes every year. Can I remember that one, can I? Tom 1060 has noticed, of course, I changed the tapestry this morning. I remembered to do that. I didn't put up the new one she brought because it's a silvery winter spring color. There's no way I could put up that new tapestry yet. Next month, my birthday. No, my birthday is November. I have the easiest birthday in the world to remember. And no matter how old I get, I will always be able to remember my birthday. Someone's asking, how old is my mom? I'm not talking about that one. She's here. She can tell you her own story as much as she chooses to. So there's the answer. She's old enough to be Dave's mom. That's all you need to know. My birthday is the birthday that you're not supposed to use for your bank PIN number. Well, you're not supposed to use your birthday anyway. whatever. It's a great story. I was joking about that. We set up the new bank accounts for the company last year. We did it at hand. We were in the bank office there with a young lady. She's filling out the forms, and she fills out the form, and it gets to the space where there's the 4 digits, and she says, "What number do you want to use for your PIN number?" And I'm like, "You want me to tell you and you're going to write it down? I mean, is that the way this works?" So I said, just give me the paper and I'll write it down. And then I'll give her the paper and she can read it. So whatever. It was crazy. So me and Aoyama-san are sitting there. So whatever. So I tried and have some fun. It didn't work. She just wasn't. She was a bank employee. I tried to have some fun, whatever. I took the paper and I pretended to think about this for a minute. And I said, "Tanjoubi wa," and she says, "No, don't use your birthday." Of course, I'm playing with her. I said, "Moshi, if I take my birthday, if I put it backwards or something, then nobody knows your birthday." And she says, "Yeah, Kyak-san, customer, please don't do this, don't do this." And I'm like, my birthday, as it turns out, you've already talked about it here. Even if you turn it backwards, I still can't use it as a PIN number. So it's okay. What I was hoping she would do is if I said, "Look, let me turn it backwards and we can use it, right?" And if she was going to say, "Okay," then I would go on the form and I would write 1, 1, 1, 1. Just a great joke. Small things amuse small minds, well. Sorry about that. It's fun today. We've had a few days here of really, really, really heavy work. Cameron knows about this. In fact, Cameron is sort of here today, but he's not here. He is working. The last few days, he and I have been just flooded. I don't even want to talk about it. So today for me is a bit more relaxing day. I can get upstairs. I have sizing to do, which will be a peaceful job for me today. Maybe we can hit that thing 5,000 today, maybe. Let's see across the street. Can we have a look? There's action across the street. Let's spy on them for a minute. What are they doing? Well, they're just sort of chatting and talking and doing this and cleaning up and getting ready. I don't think they're in business yet. They're still building their shop. Once they get set up, maybe their website shows more. I don't know. Oops. This interface is a funky interface here. This looks good. He's sweeping up, In this, I've been in the street now for 7 years, and I've seen shops come and go and come and go and come and go. We are now about the 6th or 7th oldest shop on this street, whichever way you want to look at it. We've seen them come and go and come and go. And some of the newcomers are just like, whatever. And some of the newcomers want to join the community. And these guys, it seems they have already signed up to join the community association. They're already integrated. They're already starting to clean the streets, stuff like that. So this is promising. This looks like these kids here, I'm sorry to be sarcastic, kids. They are really, really young people. They're like 22, 23, 24. And it looks like they are going to be a community-oriented business. I didn't count exactly, about now half the businesses on this street are newer than me. We are somewhere approaching the halfway mark. We've been here now 7 years, and this is any culture, the same thing, shops. A shop on any street, whether it's Vancouver, London, Berlin, or Tokyo, whatever, you name it. Shops open, and they try it, and they're gone. And they open, and they try it, and they're gone. Opening a shop in an expensive district is a very, very, very difficult proposition. And they come and they go. Yeah, across the street, it's going to be a ninja experience for elementary school children, as far as we can see. And it's not something you will walk by the street and say, oh, look at that shop, let's go in there. No, it'll all be online reservations. The mother and whatever will make the reservation online, and then they will come here at X time and gather in groups of 3, 4, 5. The head ninja trainer here will come out, they will dress them up, give them plastic swords, and out they go to fight evildoers in the district around here. That's the concept as far as we can understand it. It's an IRL RPG. We're getting there. There's about 20 left. Not sure how many. Just hang on. After this is over, we'll get to some carving. You got me there. LARP. That's an acronym I don't recognize. I'm sorry. Is it obvious? I'm supposed to know what it is. LARP. Something role-playing. LA. What does LA stand for? Something role-playing. What does LA stand for? You've got me there. Los Angeles role-playing doesn't sound right. What's LA stand for? Live action. I'm losing it, absolutely losing it. Live action role play. Okay, that's what it is. I'll have to remember that. Okay, thank you. Can I use that? So, yeah, that's it. I said IRLRPG, but okay, this is a better expression. LARP. Is it pronounced? Is it a spoken acronym? LARP. It's going to be a LARP shop. Okay. I can show off my newfound knowledge here. Did John figure it out? Okay, good for you. I didn't. I should have got that though. I should have got that live action role play. Yeah. That's good. Otherwise known as life, right? Soka, you say it. So what's the difference then? There's an acronym is when you spell it out, and what do you say when it's not an acronym? I forget. Like RPG, you have to spell it, but this one, LARP, you can say it. So there's a different. One is an acronym, and one is I don't remember that either. Abbreviation, is it? I don't remember. Abbreviation versus an acronym. Okay. What did they tell you? The day you stop learning stuff is the day when it's all over, right? So. I feel a bit sad, I don't know, for the people who see this stuff later on. Now, this stream's happening, I'm here and doing this, and the chat is there. And there's a pretty good interactive aspect to this. I'm very, very happy with this. But later, when we see the video all by itself, there's no chat associated, just Dave sitting here, And without the questions coming in, Dave will just say something, I'll speak as an answer, but people later on seeing just the raw video can't see the questions. So it would be like listening to one half of a phone conversation, I think, if you saw these things later on. Okay, let's check how many we got left here. Okay, we have one left before the cut corners. So let's just do one more, and then let's inspect some prints. Yeah, the chat appears on screen later, And it appears, but I'm talking about, 2 years later when we've got a restored video or something, there's no chat on it. And I know there's the way that you can have the chat sort of rolling up and down over the stream here, but do we really want to do that? If we took away my video and the outside video, we could roll the chat at the left-hand side, but I don't know. Is that something practical? John Becker, you're showing your age there to show. Bob Newhart, absolutely. Okay, here are the 4 copies. She has cut the corner off. And let's play the game. Are we going to be able to find out what's wrong? And actually, I can see, yes, the first one anyway. Let's see. There is a blue dot here. This is pigment. This is a printer's mistake. This is not cheaty. And I can show you this. This is not embarrassing her. Relax. Out of 60 sheets, she's got, oh, she's tried to take it off. Hee hee hee. She spilled a bit of blue pigment on the sky, printed it, and she got her knife out and tried to dig it out. It's okay. She's trying to save her 4,000 yen. It's okay, whatever. So that one we understand. I could maybe have dug it out under the scope a bit cleaner, but whatever. She tried and failed. What's next? Chiharu-san, I am not seeing a problem. What did you see that I don't see? This is the question here too. This happens, she's marked it. I will look at this, check, 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 seems okay, I'll send it through. And the customer then sees the thing that Dave didn't see. We had this once a while ago. In fact, there's a customer now waiting for one to be exchanged and transferred. Oh, Mitamaru-san, domo. And what was wrong was there was a hair buried inside the washi paper. 今ちょっと放送中ですが、でももう9時半までですからちょっとじゃあ置いときます。いいですいいですやっててください。いやでも30分でしょう。待ってます。ですがだからじゃあいいですいいですここで大丈夫かな？恥ずかしいかどうか海外の人たちが見えますからそう。いいよいいよいいよ。Okay. Okay. So we interrupt this story to bring you another episode. There's a visit here just for a second. This is Mitamura-san, one of the printers in the Tokyo Kumiai, the group of Tokyo Koge Mokuhankan There's an association of printers and carvers in town. この戦後で発想したグループでしょ？で戦争の後は人が仕事がもうバラバラになったんですから協力を集めていろいろ企画一緒に考えるかな。30年頃からそうですね。そう。Before the war, there was printers, carvers all over the place, just working independently with publishers. So the war destroyed everything. Lots of people were gone. The apprenticeship system was gone. So when it was coming back together in the 40s and 50s, they made you would call it a union, I guess. It's a kumiai. It was whatever, to share work. So when somebody got work, he would share it with the other guys and do stuff like that. Mitamura-san's father was the 会長さんでしょ。お父さんが会長さんでしたですね。そうこれからMitamura-sanが会長になるか。Anyway, the point being, he's been working with us recently on trying some prints. You know the rain block that I carved? Mitamura-san has been doing test printing on this. And he's brought some back to me now for a look. 完成じゃないですね。途中の。そう。The paper is wet. He doesn't want to spoil his printing. He's brought it back in a piece of plastic, and he's partway through this. It's not finished at all, so don't embarrass. Partway through. So, and his question to me is, he's seeing this, and the mottled color here. 客が分かるようになりますから。そう。And he's worried that Dave is going to see this and reject the print. So he's taken the time and trouble to come down here, talk to me and say, can we do this? I have to speak Japanese to him, so excuse me for a minute. 三田村さんですね、この今すごい示し具合は多いですね。だ乾かすとこの点々が薄くなるかどうか、どこまでかな？どうですか？
これでも結構落ち着かしたんですけど。
そうですね。でも今水多いですからどうでしょうね。
干した時点でですか。
そうですね。薄くなるか。と今もし私がこの経験になると これは木目ですね。
そうですね。
だから木目がもし木目が出たいと、そうすると絵の具を薄く力強く、そうすると木目が出やすいですね。じゃあ逆に木目があんまり見えない、じゃあ糊の分多く水分減って絵の具の量計、それからプラスチックとか、それから軽くバレン。
バレンも地積みバレンでやってるんですよ。なるだけ最初はきつかったんで、
そうか
軽いバレンで徐々に段階を踏まえてやったんですけど、
でもちょっと覚えてない。これからこの上にも別の色が来るんでしょ。
そうです。こういう形で。
だからどこまでこのコーナーが出やすいですね。そうか。
ですからどこも
そうですね。そう。
これでも少し出てたんですけど、でもちょっとこれは
これちょっと多いですね。そう。できるだけ僕出ないようにですね。
ですから今、これはどうかとは思いますけど、バレンもかなり太いもので、
あんまり効
き目のないやつでやったんですけど。
そうですね。何言いますね。
逆にちょっと紙が柔らかい、示しが柔らかすぎるのか、その対応でバレンをだんだんと細くしたバレンで。
だから水が多いかな。水？だから絵の具がちょっと水っぽい。もし絵の具もちょっと水の分抑えて、私たちね、海苔を本当に海苔ももうスプーンでもパーッと。
そうですね。
そう変な話ですから、色海苔で今別でしょ。絵の具、それから海苔。一つのアイディアは海苔ちょっと墨ちょっと入れてグレー海苔作って、でグレー海苔でする。ごめん、本当におかしいですね。みんな笑うかもしれないんですが、その方法もあります。私たちは。
多少それだとバレン筋が出やすくなるんで、その影響はどうなのかなと思いまして、結局これでやると伝統的な木版画の刷り方になっちゃうんで、
だからもうここまで全部になったら難しいんですね。ここまではどうでしょう。これから別な色ありますから、力かな。
そうですね。力
でしょう。と示し
がちょっと柔らかいですか。
かなと。この紙は今紙の中に水が入ってますから、絵の具入るところがないですから。私の場合は示しをもうちょっと固めに。先の絵の具、水分の減る海苔、スムーズなクリーミーな海苔、絵の具入れて。それからバランがあんまり強くない。僕はその方を試すかなと。だから前のグループ、三友さんが前作ったグループにその問題なかったんでしょ。
この糸初めてなんです。
この糸使わなかった。そうか。
その状況が
わかります。そうか。でも今の話は糸が古いですから関係ないかなですか。僕はね、もしながらちょっとかけると変わる。
逆に出過ぎないですかね。板が荒びちゃって、ですから海苔多めにちょっとバレン筋がはけ筋が出てもそれで形がいいのかなとか思います。
と今はけ筋ですが、もし海苔多めにもちろん普通のすり方が、絵の具出してはけでバラバラ、最後は僕のケースが本当のすり師が見ると恥ずかしくなりますから、最後はこのような風景の場合は横にでもしちょっと筋が入っても風景ですから全然何もおかしくないですね。縦のはけ筋は全然難しい。
横に
かな。だから本当のすり師がその考えないよですが、
京都のすり方ですと、
そうですか。
掛け紙とか安い安価の。
そうか。
いや基本的な考えで僕はやっちゃって受け通りの形でやってしまいますんで。
だけど僕も
考え方を少し変えれば僕も
かなとか、はいはい。
わかりました。
できそうかなと思いますが、本当にごめんね、厳しいかどうかわからないですが。
いや前のちょっと木目が出た、僕の100図ありますよね。それを気になさられてたんで、こういう木目はどうなのかなと思ったんで。
でもこの見本はですよ、全くその板に刷ってありますね。
そうですね。
同じ板ですね。まあ100年前ですから板の状態が違うかもしれないですが、そう。
まあちょっとそれ試してみます。
Let's try. はいはい。だから本当に作品が売れる状態がないと絶対払いますよ。だからお金とか全然心配しないでください。だから普通の場合は板用意してできたもの。でも今回はもう研究。私たちも古い板とか大切ですから。だから三田村さんこのチームの中にだから絶対今の時間絶対払います。だから作品
そういうものなるだけやっぱ注文主に合わせて仕事を
普通のケース普通のでもこれ特別なケースでしょ。使いにくい板とかだから anyway お金は全然心配しないでください。It's okay。だからどうになっても大丈夫よ。
そうです。
It's okay。
まあなるだけこの筋を出さないような形で。はい。
So let's try。
わかりました。
Let's try。今ちょうど人たちがバーバー何を考えてるとか今このチャットでしょ、で今生放送ですから僕今日の仕事はこのエンボスに入れる仕事です。だからやりながらいろんな人とチャッティングですね。目の人の質問、で僕それ読んでこのマイクで答えます。
なるほど。
ちょっとここでいいですか。ちょっとこの中にちょっと入って、just to see who you are。This is 三田村さん。三田村勉さんでしょ。そう。A little bit younger than me かな。私の年齢より。
もう60です。
そう。じゃあ10年。He's way younger than me. Okay, whatever. そう。ちょっといいいですか。何歳から始まった？
20歳過ぎてから。
20歳。そうか。じゃあ高校から出た時？
高校から少し。社会人になって2年ほどそれから
お父さんのところで、そう。His father was a printer, of course, too, for a long, long time. So 三田村さん went to high school, went out for the world a couple of years, then came back and started training as a printer. で、お父さんのところで、それ別のところ。
やっぱり別のところで、
そうか。
栃木工房で。
そうか。じゃあ自分の両親が優しすぎとか、外の方がいいかな。そうか。じゃあ、it's interesting. Instead of training with his father, the idea is you go out to a workshop outside where they're going to be strict with you. You know, your father maybe can't beat you up enough, whatever. So he worked for outside to learn how to do this first. じゃあ he's been doing this じゃあ40年でしょ。いやだから今20歳からそうもうそろそろ40
なりますね。
ですね。
まあなるけどこんな調子です。
そう。組合に今何人が残ってるんですか。何人すり師何人とか。まあ、関東にすり師という人
30人が30人いる
そこまでまだありますか。
いや分かんないです。
だからやってるそうでもだから本当にまだやってる人は何人ですか。20人いるかいないかで。そうじゃあ堀氏は
5人か6人
ですね。So he's thinking about in terms of professional printers here in the Tokyo Kanto area there's 20 or so left and for carvers maybe there's 5 left and he's probably not counting my people here because we're outside of that group. So Mokuhankanも入れてここに堀氏3年でしょ。
たくさんいますからね。もしかしたらいるかもしれないですね。
分かんない話が考えは違いますからどうか分からないですね。じゃあいろいろ本当にありがとうございました。Thank you very much。この宣伝も本当に大切でしょ。だからこのもの作品になったらもうみんなもうプロセス見てますからどの問題になってからすごい興味になりますよ。欲しいということになりますよ。そうだから今の問題があるとか悪い話じゃなくてすごいいいことになりますよ。
できればやっぱこうお話をして、やっぱりデイビッドさんの意向も聞きたかったんで。
ありがとうございますね。申し訳ない時間とか。
いやそれは関係ないです。やっぱり 紙とか作った人もいっぱいいますんで、僕らの段階までにやっぱり作ってる人がいますから、それも無駄にはしたくないんで、いやお金の問題ではなく、やっぱり最初のスタートですから、やっぱりその意思がわからない。
これもそう、このものを最初にすりしに出したとすごいいろいろですが、今見てください。これより綺麗なものがあってね、この板は今数えてますから、2500枚以上。でもうそろそろ3000ですから、考えられない。まだ大丈夫ですよ。
まだ地墨が綺麗ですよね。
そうと、この深みも、その泡も3回重ねた泡でしょ。
そうですね。
ですがぴったりでしょ。だから千春さんもう本当にすごい。上手ですね。そう。だからここまで説明すると、この人たちがもう待ってますよ。もう待ってる。
なるほど。
だからこのものすぐできたから売りますよ。
そのまま切れていくのが不安ですけど、ね。
It's okay. だ昔の考え、戦後の元の考えが、もうお金がない、ビジネスないですから、だんだん安く作って出す。僕は全く逆。
やっぱり手作りでいいものを作るということで、
値段、どこまでだけどバカの高い値段は無理ですが、リーズナブルな値段、これは15000円ですから、客払ってますよ。で、すりしに4000円。だから、no problem。
ちょっとこっちも工夫してやってみます。
Okay. Thank you very much.
逆に示した紙が柔らかいということでしたよね。ですから少し
僕の好み、すりしのデイビッドを見ると水が多すぎですね。あの紙がウェットになったんです。紙が柔らかくなるまで、でも今ウェットですから示しすぎですね。僕の
感覚でいくと。
ごめん、三田村さんの歴史が長いですから、自分の方法もありますから。
わかります。ちょっとチャレンジ。
ちょっと試してください。OK, thank you. はい。じゃあ続きますから。
じゃ
あいいですか、このもの。
大丈夫です。
これから続きます。おいしょ。今ちょうど話したことは千春さんからこのものありますが、何が彼女が何のために。ちょっと僕分からないですね。なぜ彼女が問題が分からない。
そうですか。
心配は客に出す、客が見る。これかな、これ弱い、なぜちょっと分からないです。チリ
わかんないです。
じゃあいいですか。Thank you. Okay. じゃあ sorry to ignore you guys. Thank you very much. はい。じゃあ頑張ってください。ありがとうございます。Thank you. はい。ごめん、物が多いですからすいません。はい。Okay, sorry to ignore you there. This, whatever, he's here and this had to be discussed. He's really worried that they're going to be no good, that I'm going to reject them. And I'm talking to him, it's really weird. At the moment, we're all together in this. We're using the old blocks. We're exploring how to do this. We have a goal in mind, and if it doesn't work out, don't worry. We'll pay for the time anyway. He's worried that normally with the printer, if I'm going to reject them, they don't get paid. So he wants me to see this partway along to save the time and trouble. If I'm going to reject these anyway, there's no point in continuing. But these are old blocks, difficult to use for him. So we're just talking about it. I've promised him that no matter what comes out here, we're going to pay for his time anyway. He's a part of the team here who is exploring and working with these blocks to see if we can make them work. So it's no risk for him. The risk is me as the publisher who is trying to get this thing off the ground. But he's doing the common sense thing, checking with me first instead of making 60 prints that I'm going to throw away and say, why didn't you try this? So this is really, really a good thing that he's willing to do this. Okay, where were we? We got to the last 4 prints here. It's 9, 10. Oh my God. Hi. I'll tell you what I'll do. I really don't know what she's done with these at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to emboss them anyway. so that I can use them if it turns out that they're usable. If they're not usable, we will just put them aside anyway, of course. じゃあどうも、Thank you, 三丸さん、どうもありがとうございました。Thank you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how moist were those prints? 11. 11. And clearly, I think that was the problem. Absolutely. That paper was saturated. Totally saturated. And on top of that, he was using a very wet pigment mix. So for me, the formula for how to fix that problem was very, very simple. Reduce the moisture in the paper. And it's interesting, when we're talking about reducing the moisture in the paper, the language we're using, when I said we've got to reduce the moisture in there, he said, じゃあもうちょっと固めに make it harder, as in harder. And this is the thing about the moisture in the paper. This is really, really, really important for all of us. He knows this, I know this, whatever. When we put the moisture in that paper, beginner Dave thought, okay, the paper needs to be wet before you can print. So I was thinking wet, wet, wet. I made my paper with the brush, put water in it. Yep, the paper's now wet. Let's try and print. That was the wrong idea. And I think I had told this story years and years and years ago. The TV company arranged Matsuzaki-san to come to my place for a little lesson or whatever. And he felt my paper and he said, it's wet. And I'm like, this is what we do here. It's supposed to be wet. He said, no, it's supposed to be soft. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's the same thing. We put our water brush, we dip our brush in water, put it over the back of the paper, wait a couple of hours, the paper becomes wet. He said, you've got it all wrong. You have to feel the paper, and if you can feel wet, it's too much water. If you pick up the paper, and if you can feel soft, now that paper, and he started talking like, it's like a woman, and you can now just, whatever. It's got to be soft and supple. And then you can do whatever you want with it. The pigment goes in, it's smooth and whatever. But if you're thinking wet, it's not going to work. And I'm a little bit surprised why he is coming here to ask me this. Because this is, I think, kind of obvious, I think. So I'm a little bit surprised what's going on here. You have to be careful what you say. You can't speak about people behind their back and stuff. But Mokuhankan here, over the past bunch of years since we've started hiring people, in the early days, I thought it would be a no-brainer. I thought I would hire people from the Kumiai, the cooperative, and use them for the work. This was my plan 10, 11, 12 years ago. It was a disaster, a total, absolute freaking disaster. They are older than me. They know how to do it. They had fallen into a certain way of doing things in the post-war period that didn't match what I do. And it was an absolute disaster. I stopped. I backed off. I no longer go to Kumiai meetings. It's so difficult to talk to those guys. The reason he's doing this is because even though we have no connection with the Kumiai at all because of this kind of trouble, he came to us a few months ago and said, look, I don't have any work. Can I? And I'm like, really, we're using our own printers, And he said, no, look, I've got no work. Can I, try something, And whatever, you can't say no. So I said, yes, but let's try. But can you do it the Mokuhankan style? And I gave him some samples. I showed him prints. We talked about all the stuff we're doing. And he said, I'd like to try. So that's where we stand with this. He's sort of auditioning to become a Mokuhankan printer. And it's really a little bit embarrassing for me. He's in a tradition that's been here before I came. And who is Dave to say that he's better, blah, blah, blah. But I think we are better. I think we are holding ourselves here, or we're trying to hold ourselves here to a pre-war standard. When people like him who grew up in a post-war world, that's the sea they've swum in, and that's the only thing they know about. Most of these people, like Mitamura-san, they don't know anything about the old prints. They've never seen them. They don't collect them. They didn't have any interest in them. They just fell into this work, as he did at the end of his school life, and became a printer and believed everything that the people told him. Hi, show and tell, I know. Show and tell. Okay. So for me, it's a bit sad. These guys just didn't know. I got really lucky. Nobody taught me what to do. My teachers were the old prints, so I learned from the old prints instead of learning from a decayed level of craftsman. Anyway, whatever. It's been really, really a scrambled stream here today. Let's look at some show and tell. I have got it's still a collection. We're going to dig through this. There's still a collection of envelopes here of small scale stuff. We've got 2 packages here. I don't remember now. This is weeks ago. I don't remember what's inside them. This one is, can I remember what's inside? Oh yeah, I know what's inside this one. This one I don't remember what's inside. Let's just grab one. I really don't remember. Let's grab these 2 or something and go for it. And I had a list of stuff that I was supposed to talk about today on the stream. Didn't get to any of it. There's a message held for a reason of race, ethnicity, or religion. Do I allow this? I'm reading it here. I don't see any problem. It's a reply to Cameron. I'm going to click allow. Oh, I see. Oh, somebody's approved it. I think it's because the abbreviation for Japanese. Somebody used the lettering JAP as an abbreviation, and I think that's not supposed to be cool these days. Looking at the comment, I don't see any specific evil intent there, but that expression is supposed to be not so cool. What have we got here? Let's have a look. You can see what kind of stuff we have. This is not woodblock prints. This is offset printing, post-war, early Miyagi. It's an envelope that would have held something, not a woodblock print. Dear me, sorry, away you go. Goodbye. These hopefully will be a little bit better. You know what these are? Oh, look, you know what these are? Oh, look at this. We never get this. We've got the, oh, look, wait, no, oh, come on. In the original packaging, how they were sold in the stationery store. Come on, we've got treasure, absolute treasure. You know what these are, but I've never had them before in the original stationery store packaging. Look at this. For those of you, I mean, you know what these are. These are paper envelopes, the usual little pochibokuro. These are not dramatically, gloriously interesting ones, but they are in the original stationery packaging. Come on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 in there, so somebody has stolen one of it. There's no way they're going to be selling a package of 9. And is there a price? Would there be a price? Yes! I am not going to open these. Absolutely, I'm not going to open these. .07. Is that a price or is that a catalog number? You tell me. What does 0.07 mean? I don't know. I really don't know. These would have been cheap. I know the equivalent of, say, you'd go into the stationery store today and throw down maybe 300-400 yen, $3 or 4 bucks or something like that for a package like this. And these are woodblock printed envelopes for giving money. You don't use them for giving money in a shop, but anytime you have to pass money to somebody on a personal basis, you put it in an envelope. I didn't see a yen symbol. Someone's asking. I don't think there's a yen symbol there. So I'm not absolutely certain this is the price. Oh, there was a yen. Yes, it was mixed in with a circle. Okay, there's a circle and there is a yen mark. I stand corrected. Yen 0.07. So this is not the current yen we're using now. This is the pre-war yen where it was broken up into sen. So this is, unless I'm wrong, this is 7 sen, 7/100ths of a yen. Right? It's a 0.07. So this is 7 sen, nana sen, in pre-war money. For a package of, this one looks like a package of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a minute, 9? Would they sell things by 9s? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, the person has used some of these. That package has 8. This package, the band is loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've used some of those. This package has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll stand by my guess. I think they were packages of 10, and I think the person has used some. Clearly, the bands are loose here on some of these. 7 yen. Have we got a current exchange rate for that? 7 yen? Someone says it was 40.07. I don't think so. It would make no sense to put a 4 and then a 0 point. It wouldn't make any sense. Also, it couldn't be 40 yen. You'd be talking about hundreds of dollars. There's no way. It's not. That's a Y. It's the Y mark, clearly. It's not a 4. It's a Y, and that's got to be a blurred 0. It couldn't be a number. You wouldn't make 1.07. It wouldn't make any sense. It's Y 0.07. It's 7 sen. It's not 1/700ths of a yen. It's 7/100ths of a yen. You've got your fraction wrong. You've got 1/700. No, it's 7/100 of a yen. You've done your math wrong there. And let's have a look at some. Instead of making noise here, let's zoom in a bit. Let's have a look at these. These would have been sold at stationery stores, of which there are many in Japan. Japan is a stationery country. They live or die by stationery still. When you come to Japan, you have got to go to Itoya down in the Ginza as part of your trip. Do Sensoji, do Mokuhankan, go to Tokyu Hands, and go to Itoya. And I don't have a date on these, but going by that money, this smells to me like this is 1930s. This is 1930s or 1940s. Look at that. I knew that was upside down. So. Well, just another example of the Japanese taste. Small scale, little bit of mold happening here. This is mold. This is not shimi. This is alive, active stuff. This also is upside down. It looks like they're all upside down from here on. あ、おはようございます。どうも。
青山さんとこちらで。
あ、ですね。そうそうそう。代表さんですね。はい、どうも。Thank you。はい。Kabuki, this is Shibaraku, the famous Danjuro clan. Every time you see those square concentric circles, you know what we're talking about. They are sake cups. In the old days, sake cups were square, made of cedar, square, and you would drink sake. And their symbol was 3 nested sake cups. This is the famous Danjuro. And what we're seeing is what's called a battle door. It's shuttlecock. It's the New Year game that people used to play, a sort of old-fashioned badminton type game. And these would have been used for money. You would fold. Nowadays we have, coins are 1 yen, 100 yen, 500 yen, and money starts at 1,000 yen. But in the old days, no, there was paper money of very low denominations. Even when I first came here, there was 100 yen paper money when I first came to Japan. So there was paper money of low denominations, and they would have been folded and slipped into an envelope like this. We have 2 of the same one here. And these are all woodblock prints. They make the prints, then after the prints are done, the crew gets to work and folds them up. And this would have been, work like this would have been, what do you call it? The English word where they send the work out to be done by ladies at home. Like housewives would be doing this in their spare time. Some of the printing may have been done by printing workshops, but then the folding and envelope making would absolutely be farmed out. They'd take them in bags. Mrs. Suzuki down the street, she'd bring it in and she'd bring it back a week later with all of it done. So it's a cottage industry, is that the word? I don't know. No idea. So John's got some samples of exchange to you. In 1940, 1 yen was worth 23 cents, maybe, so 7% of that, 23 cents. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really difficult to put a number on this, I'm sorry. That number there, the raw number is 7 sen, but what that meant in purchasing power. What did a hamburger, well, there was no hamburgers there, but what did 7 sen get you back in 1940? I don't know. Okay, this is really nice for us. We have never before seen them like this, wrapped up stationery store style. We will not be opening this, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the guy who put these on auction and who didn't open the packages. We saw that on an auction a while ago. Was it a couple of months back? Somebody bought a Mario cartridge for like $7 million or whatever it was. I don't know the numbers, unopened in the original wrapping and stuff. Are we going to get that far? I don't think so. Okay. We get time. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. We haven't seen any green tape for a while. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. Are you feeling lucky? Are you feeling lucky? You're about to get lucky. We have Takarabune, the treasure ship. And we have, of course, what we have here are match labels. And we have a series, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 25. That could be the entire set. They did sometimes make them in grids of 5 by 5. These are match label size prints, and it looks like it's certainly going to be a full set. And the group would have asked the members, please sketch. There was obviously a set theme. The group leader would have asked the members, then the theme of the next group is going to be treasure ship, Takarabune. It's an old icon in Japanese iconography. It was the 7 gods would ride this thing, and you would see Hote and Ebisu and Bishamon or whatever, I forget the names of all of them, riding this treasure ship. It's Takarabune. It was a traditional New Year symbol as well. And they must have set this as their theme. And what we're looking at, somebody's got them in a stamp album here. We're looking at a set of 25, and they would have been made on one single large sheet and then sliced up and sent to the members of the group. And each one has a kanji in the front, and this will actually go together to make sense when you read it. And I can read some and I can't read some, but at the moment they look to me like they are pretty much in random order here. This is going to be a mystery to try and figure out what this thing says. I'm not going to put egg all over my face by trying to read it right now. Some of them are hiragana characters and some of them are kanji characters. We have nami. We have fune, ship. We have, I think this is oto desho, I'm not really sure. We have kana characters here and there. O, di, na, mi, I don't know, to, no. So there will be a phrase to decipher here. John's asking, are the members' names on here? No, this is the symbol for takara. This is treasure. I don't think that's what we're seeing on the sales here. No, we're not seeing. Here we are. This is the classic Takarabune. All the gods crammed in there with all their goods, their bags of rice, bags of money, all the stuff they've got with them. This is the classic Takarabune image. A boat, he turned it into a dragon boat here, jammed with goodies. There's the turtle, long-lived turtle. You name it, whatever symbol you can think of, it's jammed in there. None of this is great art. It was just a fun item. This would be a group of people who were regularly commissioning match label prints. There would be set themes. They would pay their money, and maybe they'd happen once every month, once every 2 months, I don't know. There was no set standard for it. The group members would get together to discuss what to do for the next theme. They would decide it, set their deadline. The guys would send in their sketches, and their sketches would then be sent to a workshop who would make them. And in these cases, 25, so I think almost certainly they would be made in a single group, 5 by 5, on a single sheet of paper. The sheets of paper come back to the group, they cut them aside, send them up to the people. A little bit of difference on the blue toning here. So some of these have been stored in a different way, I think. These are from the same piece of paper, but the ones like this has been stored more visible to light than this one. So my guess is the album here is not from the original owner, because the storage shows a different tint and tone in these. Look at that. These 3 here are darker and more toned than the ones around them. So they've been stored in a different way. Takarabune, New Year's treasure chest. It was cool, you know. I really wish this sort of stuff was still happening. I would happily become a member of this group. None of this was expensive. People would pay their, I don't know the numbers because the yen and stuff has all changed so much. They would pay their monthly fee to the group, and they would get every now and then. It might be a monthly package would come, or it would be a special project they would talk about and organize. And we see them, most of them, we see them destroyed, because the people who got these match label prints, they put glue on the back and stuck them in albums. And there's an album on Yahoo Auction this week which is just destroyed. They're all completely, totally glued in place. Luckily, this one has escaped that. We have the natural paper backing. Good, nice touch for our collection. Match labels, they're really, really cool. Too bad they can't be made again. Too bad. Okay, today has been a really, really, really stunningly mixed stream. I'm sorry, I was supposed to do carving for you. We didn't even get close to it. You know what that means? It means that the next stream Monday, you know what we'll be doing. I don't know. So there we are. Okay, thanks very much. I am really going to enjoy reading the chat today while I have my lunch, or starting to read the chat. I doubt I'll get all the way through it while I'm having my lunch. Had good fun. Today's Saturday. Next stream will be Monday morning. Bit more steady work, hopefully, and I've got a bunch of questions to ask and things to talk about, which I didn't even get through, no problem. One's about John Amos. If I don't talk about it, remind me on the next stream, John Amos, to talk about what John has done this week with his jig. You can look it up. We'll talk about that next Monday. Thanks very much. Bye for now. Let's put the outside camera up for a few more seconds. Is somebody going to walk by? The ninja people are busy. Look at this. The ninjas are busy. Look at that. What's going to happen there? Who knows? Oh, somebody's walking by. There's our last visitor of the day. Once she's gone, let's turn this off. Thanks very much, guys. I've enjoyed this today. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.